Hello, everyone. We're live with the Season 15 finals for the TTS League. And this is a big one here. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be Mark on the red side versus Zach on the blue side. Mark is running his Hellfire list here. You can see them both in Longshanks if you'd like to see them and in more detail. And then you have the Wakanda side. Zach's playing Wakanda here. He's been using M'Baku leadership a lot, but he brings some big heavy hitters with King T and Red Skull. So we're gonna see. This is gonna be a very interesting match. Anyone's game here, and we're looking forward to this one. I'm gonna let the players know they're ready to roll. And joining me on commentary is the season 14, the defending or like the previous champion for season 14. He is the best Hellfire player according to Longshanks, but not according to me. It's Curtis. How you doing?
Wow, thanks, Lucas. I was doing well, but
Why does
yeah.
everyone keep saying that?
Hey, look, I love a good dig. This is going to be great. Um, it's really nice that the two of us can represent both players as someone who's won a league and someone who's lost a lot of finals. I think we'll have a good perspective on this game.
Oh yeah. That's very fair. Mark and I have employed a pretty similar strategy. Both of us just net decked your list and have brought it to the top tables. So it'll be interesting to see your insight. So I'd just like to thank you for putting in all of that the brain power, and I could just stand on your shoulders and just topple over my opponents. Just thank you for putting in all the legwork for me personally. So I appreciate it.
Oh, there you go. Well, you know what, Lucas? It's awesome that you get to stream this final because I know it hasn't worked out the last few times, and appreciate you having me on because this is a really exciting matchup, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to how this turns out.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into it here. Mark has rolled. They both rolled party, and looks like Zach has won with a crit over the wild. So we're gonna see. Looks like Mark's deciding on board edge. He's contemplating what we're doing. We're seeing alien ship cosmic invasion. All right, so this is 16 or 17 points. Mark gets to choose. Any thoughts on what you think he should go with here?
If I'm Mark, I would go 17. I think the tools I want to bring here are probably easier to bring at 17 than 16. I think if I'm Mark, I'm probably bringing Rhino, Shang, Emma, Zemo, Okoye at 17. Um, I think in this matchup, I'm fading on Namor a little bit. He doesn't have a lot of efficient targets, and with it being Cosmic Invasion, a lot of his sort of central tech, like Ebony Maw, he's probably not going to bring. But it was an interesting move that Zach picked extracts with Prio. I think he felt like he could play on Mark Secures, but wanted to slow the game down with his much slower extracts. So that was a really interesting choice, and I actually really like it.
Yeah, that is very good. Extremist and other missions that have spread out secures, it allows you to, if you're able to take the extract advantage, you can rotate all your characters to one side of the board. And if you do that early enough, it means that Mark would basically have to react to that maybe a turn too late, where his characters are not able to support the push or defend against the push that maybe Zach is applying to Mark's characters. Like just like your characters are spread out, his characters are consolidated, and he can create a bunkers on one or two secures. It's just allows the rotation and the ability to defend. To defend the position might be is typically where you want to be, but alien ship is interesting, right? Because it does kind of counter any sort of defensive to some degree, right? There's that element of luck. If you have a Koye bodyguarding for a character holding an extract on this mission, the alien ship could actually dismantle it, blow that up a little bit with with a bad variance on the roll. So there's elements of this to look to consider that this game has a lot of variance. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm really not sure what Zach is going to choose here. I don't know if 17 is awkward for him or not. It's I definitely think he should be playing M'Baku leadership. Mark's list has a lot of ways to punish Mystic, which is very bad for our traditional Black Panther. I think it can't punish energy as well, especially with that kind of team I was suggesting. With I don't think there's any energy attacks there, so um, I think Zach is in a very safe position to bring in Baku. And, one of the ways to beat Hellfire is to really go over the top on attrition before they can get any healing off. So, that makes me think Baku is the choice here. I don't like taking Shuri here if I'm Zach. I think Shuri gives a very easy target for a Rhino to go after or a Zemo to go after and just farm a lot of power, and the D shape isn't necessarily her best shape.
Yeah.
So, it makes me think there's, if a Koye, maybe M'Baku and Panther or King T was a starting point, it'll be interesting to see how he fills that out at this point value, and maybe we see him only go four wide or something like that. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see what his plan is.
Yeah, I think that the Hellfire team is pretty is like a lot of thought has been put into the construction of it and when characters come out. So yeah, I agree that Mark's team the is going to be very strong. It's going to be like the intended. Uh, there's not a lot of flexibility. You don't need a lot of flexibility when you're bringing like the best models for the situation a lot of the time. And so yeah,
Yeah.
Zach's options are have a little more flexibility here. So let me see. I'll go over what we've got. So we have Mark. He's bringing Emma, Rhino, Black Cat, Beta Ray Bill, and Okoye with Recalibration Matrix. This is a robbery, Hellfire Club, Brace for Impact, and Survival. On the other side, here we go. Let's see what Zach's brought. He is bringing four wide. He's got King T'Challa, M'Baku, Red Skull 2, and Shuri here. So we have Brace for Impact, Cosmic Obliteration, Wakanda Forever, Wisdom of the Ancestors, and Sacrifice. So he is going pseudo 5 wide because he does have the grunts, but he's going to have that priority on. He's going to be able to maintain priority while maybe getting a couple of dazes or KOs in, because he's he's 4 wide versus 5 wide from Mark. So what do you think of the tools that these characters have brought to the game?
Yeah, I think other than Shuri, I think Zach had to bring Shuri just because of points, and that's fine. Um, I love the Red Skull 2 pick here and going four wide because I think he's going to be able to park those grunts on the back point and really put some pressure on Mark with Red Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if Red Skull can get into his Mystic form the whole game and be immune to collisions and not be able to be punished with energy, that's going to be really tough for Mark to deal with. Um, I think Mark bringing Bill over Shang here. I think that's probably just a choice of wanting to be more tanky and having some energy attacks into M'Baku. So I definitely don't mind that choice. And he's gonna probably want to get Bill lined up against M'Baku or into Red Skull. Um, I think Black Cat was a choice here, just thinking about shutting down the M'Baku leadership and knowing that maybe Zemo's attacks aren't as efficient into high physical defense characters. But yeah, I think overall, Mark, the challenge I see for Mark is I don't think he has a lot of damage on this team,
Right.
and with only 7 points on the board, I think I would have biased a little bit more to bringing more damage here. But Mark coming from a Kingpin background, he loves playing Black Cat.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable with these kind of Rhino Bill, Black Cat type teams. He's been playing those forever. So, at the end of the day, you got to play what you're most comfortable with, and that's probably the best strategy. So,
Yeah, that's right. Interesting call out to make here as they're deploying. So Mark has put down Rhino in the middle of the board. He is within 1 inch of the his home secure, and this secure, it if you roll a crit or a wild in the power phase, will give his character 2 extra power, but will get pushed any direction by the opponent. So Mark is what he's done is he's kind of body blocked Rhino from being pushed back towards his own his board edge and out of the fight to some degree, so that he's going to get the benefit of the mission, but not the problem, or not, he's not going to be paying too much of a price for the negative aspect of the crisis of that secure. So that's pretty smart play. We've got Black Hat was the character body blocking for Rhino here. Beta Ray Bill versus King T looks like a face-off on the top flank, and we've got on Zach's side, he's got King T and Okoye, and then he has the Grunts and M'Baku in the middle, and then we've got Red Skull on the other side here. So, yeah, you're right. Good. That's important to call out that the Grunts are almost certainly going to be just holding that back line. They've got cover there too, so it's like an extra element of protection to maybe not get completely dismantled by someone trying to rotate onto that point. They'll be able to maybe stay their ground a little longer than they uh, than Mark would want. So there's a few elements there to consider.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting the way they're set up. I think um, Mark Mark may be electing to ignore the Red Skull 2 flank and just try not to have anybody near him. Um, where he puts Okoye will be interesting, maybe to reveal that. But I think the advantage Zach has is if Skull 2 can contest that top, or I guess the bottom point on the screen, and the Grunts can contest the back, it's basically one character holding 3 points. And, Zach can put the entire fight kind of in the middle or the top flank there. Um, he definitely probably wants Red Skull to get into that fight, but if you're guaranteed scoring kind of 3 of the 7 points on the board, it'll be really interesting if Mark can do enough on the top side to kind of make up for basically giving the back point and the bottom point to one character. Lucas, I can't hear you.
All right, good call. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
There
So
you go.
yes, the players are playing on clocks, and they're going to start the clock on the first activation phase. So here we go. We've got the clock going, and yeah. So let's see what happens here. This is the
Yeah, Mark,
frickin' finals. So let's go.
so excited. Mark rolled his dice and only got a hit, so he didn't get the bonus power on Rhino. That's always a fun one to try for.
Yeah, that's right. You've got a 25% chance on the dice here. And yeah. All right, so let's see what happens. Shuri's grabbing the alien ship here. So she's obviously grabbing this because what that does is it keeps. If Bill wants to react and put himself on the points early in the round, King T is there to basically put significant damage into Bill. It's always tricky to put a character on the midline against a character that hasn't activated yet, knowing that that character will get to could activate again at the beginning of round 2 because they have priority, and basically get hit like a double activations going into one character is typically enough to shut them down. And so if Bill goes, it's probably gonna. Yeah, it looks like Bill's eyeing up going for the middle extract. He's either gonna rotate away here or he's going to activate later on, so he doesn't take the round 1 damage from King T. So, or maybe he does. Hellfire can heal it, so there's that element as well.
Yeah, Shuri's position where Emma can't hit her as well. I think. Oh, it looks like Mark let him put Skull in the form he wanted. That's very nice.
Okay.
Um, yeah, this is going to be interesting. I definitely don't think I would grab with Bill. I think he has to go sit up top. The only thing Mark could go down 3 secures and 2 extracts here. I kind of like the idea of Black Cat going up with Bill to contest King T and Okoye there. I think she would be good into King T, taking away some of his rerolls and M'Baku leadership, but instead he's chosen to put Black Cat in the middle here and hold that extract, and she can be very annoying to go after. So, that's generally a good play too, and try to do something explosive with Rhino maybe in the next round to get the points lead back.
Yeah, so I think the logic here of Mark putting Black Cat right here in the middle is that these attacks that he will get, looks like he might only get attacked from M'Baku, and you have to remember Black Cat prevents the crits from being added onto her attack, and it also you can't modify your attack dice when you attack her, and M'Baku's leadership is a dice modification when you're attacking, and defensively it's like an anti-push ability on the leadership. So offensively, M'Baku doesn't have a leadership, or his team don't have a leadership ability into Black Cat there, and so that does keep her a little safe. And of course, the healing on Black Cat from the Hellfire leadership would also help, like, ramp up her survivability. So looks like he is. He did. Red Skull did go up and grab the flank piece now. So Zach does have two extracts. He's holding two secures, three secures. So yeah, currently, it's 5-2 right now. So Mark has to do something to level the playing fields out to some degree here. So
Yeah, it looks like Mark's measuring putting a Koi on the back point within 2 of Black Cat. Now he's thinking about, yeah, without having the distance, I think putting her on the back point and maybe shading to go towards Red Skull might be a good idea. Yeah, my early thoughts though is that Zach is in a very, very good position. I think Mark is potentially behind here already. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes.
um, all right, Mike, we're gonna table that question for maybe a post game, or maybe 10 videos down the line. All right. All right. So then, yeah. So we're going to, yeah. So let's see here. I agree that Zach is in a strong position here. Let's see if the Hellfire leadership lets your all your characters last throughout the game, or like it helps with that. So it's this game could go five rounds here, and I don't know, man. Yeah, this could be very interesting. Let's see what happens with M'Baku looking to throw 5 dice into Black Cat. Okay, looks like 1 damage through, and 1 damage through on Black Cat, which is probably like exactly what Mark would have wanted, because the leadership
Yeah.
will, of course, heal Black Cat there. So, okay. I bet if I was Mark here, I'd be like, I'd be a little nervous about that attack, because it could have obviously disrupted the whole game. And as you just like get into the game more and more, like those like clenching moments maybe become less and less um, as things get mixed up, and characters take damage here and there. Like you don't want to lose the game on the first attack of the game. All right, and that did not happen. It seems like so.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Rhino is just gonna position himself onto the point again, maybe hoping to get the boosted energy on round 2, but also either way, through the leadership activating the leadership, he's gonna be on 3 power, enough to stampede to basically any spot on the board through his activation. Of course, you'd have to get through his own characters here, so there's some positioning decisions that will have to be made. Okoye is within 2 of Black Cat to bodyguard for her the beginning of round 2 if a lot of damage comes through. So, yeah, it looks like we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think King T going on this point is the right call. That I'm He was thinking about going to the middle, but I think here you just, I don't know, you just win that point, I think. Um, put Mark really down on scenario with a team that's not as good at fighting. So I like that choice. And King T's so mobile, he can kind of get anywhere. But he may have left himself where Emma can hit him from range 4 and fish for that advance.
That's, yeah, I can see that. The one thing that Zach could have done is he could have passed his turn and opted to have Mark activate
Mm.
another character, and that might have changed things to some degree, but depends on how
Yeah.
Mark responds to that. But yeah, I think in this case, I would have liked to see Zach pass there and give Mark just one more opportunity to maybe put a character in a vulnerable spot, like putting Bill on the middle, and then King T would might get to punish that, like so that type of thing. But yeah, so let's see. Mark's not really responding with any sort of violence here. He could have done a range 4 energy attack, but ultimately getting on the points and being prepared for next round and the board and getting a better board position was more valuable for Mark at this point than throwing an attack into either King T or Shuri on round 1. So
Yeah, I think Emma can maybe double move and get on that point, so he's left room with where he placed Bill. Um, it's going to be close, but I think she gets there.
yeah,
And I think,
the based on
yeah,
her deployment, she would get there. I think. Let's so. I mean, worst case scenario, he'll get an attack. He'll get the option to attack her, attack King T if he doesn't think he can get there after he moves Emma the first time.
yeah. So that range 4 he's putting down, I'm assuming, is a 5-inch medium stick, a 1-inch base, and a 1-inch contest. And that's how he measured if he could get to that point. Nice little measurement trick.
Oh, I just vibe it out. I just look. I mean, I guess I played a lot of a lot. Here we go. He is triggering the leadership here. So for the Hellfire leadership, every character that is holding or contesting a point will get to heal and then gain power, and any character that isn't will lose power and take damage, and that will be transferred into Emma, who will gain the power lost and heal the damage taken. But in this case, and typically the optimal strategy you see with Hellfire is that you typically want to supercharge your non-Emma characters, and Emma didn't have any damage to heal or doesn't really benefit from the power this early on, so it's very by the book here from Mark.
Yep. Yep. So Zach's up 4-2. Um, I like his position. They're gonna have to roll for these points, which might throw everybody around and wreck the power again. So we'll see. Uh, yeah, Cosmic can always be fun when a couple characters get moved around that you don't want.
Yeah, that's right. Okoye is like as you've played her a lot, probably more than anyone on the planet, right? And so you've I'm sure you're speaking from being able to. I'm sure you've had a spot where the crisis has completely disrupted the Okoye setup that you had maybe done the round before.
Yeah, Hellfire can be tricky with Okoye because things like demons and Cosmic. Okoye doesn't want to hold an extract when she's bodyguarding, but she has to stand on the points. So if she wants the leadership, so yeah, she can be tricky sometimes with getting moved or pushed or whatever that she doesn't want to. Um, but it looks like Zach is rolling first. Oh, okay. So Mark rolled and got Emma pushed. He's gonna like the power on her, but I don't know if she wants to be off that point. Uh, her walk spender does get a bit scary though for King T and Okoye.
Yep, that's right. Emma does shut down reactive abilities when it's her turn, so it'll be something to look for. If Mark needs to make sure he catches, like he prevents that. He uses that superpower and doesn't let any sort of reactives hit on Zach's side. Of course, it's only a couple characters in the game do that, so it's very easy to forget sometimes that you can't react the way you normally can against a character like Emma.
Yeah, Rhino just got pushed forward and gains power too. I think that is an absolute gift for Rhino. Uh, yeah, and I'm not Zach with Prio. It seems from that push on Rhino has plans to aggressively try and do a bunch of damage to Rhino,
Yeah.
and I don't mind that plan at all. I think with the speed of this game, um, taking out Rhino takes out almost all the explosiveness of this Hellfire team, and I don't mind that idea one bit.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Man, I played Red Skull a decent amount, and man, you just like feel so confident that you can like roll six successes on 6 dice, and
Yeah.
and so it's like that's a lot of damage. And then if you get your grunts going, the one thing that I would say that could be it's to watch out for is that the aggressive ability on Rhino to move towards the opponent that damaged him means that this Grunt and Red Skull positioning could disrupt Red Skull from getting an attack into Rhino as easily as it might seem right now on the board state. But it looks like M'Baku is going into Black Cat here, and Black Cat is being bodyguarded by Okoye. So Okoye is going to be rolling 3 dice with a reroll. And, oh, hold on. Um, Never mind. Mark is opting not to bodyguard and is taking the attack into Black Cat here.
Yeah, I like that. I think you I think M'Baku without his leadership or crits isn't nearly as scary. And but being close to spender power, I think you want to take the spender on that, and he probably didn't want Okoye being pushed. So I really like that decision by Mark.
Yeah, and so we did get a crit trigger. Zach is opting to use his crit push, and so that's what he did. He's pushed Black Cat farther back, and now looks like he's going to be using his second action, and it might be the Wrath of the Jabari 8 dice physical into Rhino here. I mean, it's a pretty juicy attack. It does also have the Avalanche ability that can trigger a short move from M'Baku and another Knob Kuri that. So a three attack activation could come up here if he hits the right triggers, and he does get the leadership against Rhino, making it that much more likely. So let's see if that's what the line he ends up playing here. And yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, the tricky thing is going to be Rhino with that much power and where he is. The real danger here is that he could, the worst case, you do like 2 damage to Rhino, and then all of a sudden Rhino's activation is like throw the size 4 into the grunts, go over to where Skull is, rob him into the corner, and stampede away, and then heal with the leadership. Um, I mean, it looks like he's got a very strong attack into Rhino here,
This
which
looks
is,
like a builder, and he did. Yes, he did 4 damage into Rhino. Juices
yeah,
him up.
I still, oh boy.
He does have a push on this, which is interesting because then Mark will be able to immediately respond with the aggressive ability from Rhino. So
Yeah, and he has the power now to basically aggressive straight at Red Skull, and he's gonna rob Red Skull for sure and be able to rotate Rhino away. And with Red Skull dumped in the corner and M'Baku activated, his Rhino is going to be under no threat at all for a while. Um, yeah, this might really backfire on Zach. So it'll be, yeah, it's always interesting to give Rhino this much power early. Mark is basically looking to move Rob and then probably move and Stampede away
yeah,
and basically leave Red Skull on an island. And I like Red Skull standing there with 2 points every round. I don't know if I like wasting him with 1 point. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, especially with probably M'Baku getting staggered as well from Black Cat this round. Feels like all of a sudden Zach's damage potential on that whole part of the board has gone down quite a bit.
yeah. If I think, are we looking to see a Koye bodyguard Rhino here? Is that something that is the long-term game plan for Mark?
Yeah, he may just move and stampede Rhino right back to that back point. But yeah, for now he's just gonna dump Red Skull in the middle of nowhere with no points
Yeah.
and then get Rhino the heck out of there. He's gonna heal it down to 3, and next round it might be down to 2, and it's just that was the risk of Zach's play there was if you leave Rhino up at all, then you start this fun little healing game where Rhino has a million power and eventually just goes back to no damage.
Yeah, that's right. He did so Zach did split his damage between two characters with his M'Baku activation, which is it's a risky thing to do because Hellfire gets to heal 1 point of damage on each character. So if you split your damage into, let's say, all four characters that aren't Emma, all of a sudden the leadership now gets to heal 4 times rather than the 1 time because only one character had taken damage. So
Yeah.
it is risky. Looks like Mark has opted to stampede back towards the middle of the board and is taking his move action. He's trying to get past this piece of terrain. So let's see. It looks like he'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Maybe if if the tools weren't upgraded by Carl in the recent months or weeks, then maybe Rhino might not have been made it.
Yeah.
But he makes it there. He's within 2 of Okoye to bodyguard. He's ready to. I think he's ready to hit that leadership trigger. It seems like the best time to play it. Would you agree?
Yeah. Always hit it as early as possible. Um, no point getting greedy, and he's got everybody benefiting from it and two characters healing. Um,
Carl says
it
that
is amazing.
the changes 3 pixels. We're playing a top level, top competitive game here, Carl. All right. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
now with the amount of power Black Cat has as well, she's in a great position to just hop up and stagger Mbaku and then move back to that back point, and he'll have a pretty dead activation next round, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing to call out is that staggering Red Skull is a kind of a lost cause because of Zach brought Cosmic Obliteration, which would remove all special conditions when he plays it. So yeah, you basically you would there's no real point in playing that because Zach has a card that basically counters the stagger. So
yeah.
M'Baku is for sure gonna have to deal with the consequences of being staggered if that's what Mark ends up doing.
Yeah, this is fascinating now. My opinion of the board state has changed dramatically after these first two activations. I
Yeah.
think Zach is now at the point where he needs to just double move Red Skull into the action at some point this round, but he's yeah, it looks like he's considering maybe a Shuri activation to get Emma pushed really far away. um, yeah, don't mind that at all.
The yeah, so Emma is able to stop pushes on her ability, but not against physical or energy attacks, only against mystic attacks and
Yeah.
superpowers. So Shuri is able to push Emma with her energy attack, Panther Gauntlets.
The scary part for Zach now is I think he's really hesitating going into Bill. Like it's probably unlikely that Black Panther one shots Bill, and then all of a sudden maybe Bill gets to dump him in a corner. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. He's going with Shuri instead there. I think that's probably his best choice.
yeah. So Mark is trying to build this bunker here with the Okoye Rhino Black Cat on his own home secure, and he is just trying to hold the extract lead and maybe break parity and catch up on the points. So he's got Emma and Bill that are still tilted towards the King T flank with that has King T and Shuri on it, and so let's see what he does. Shuri is activating now. He's pushed Emma away to prevent her getting back on the point and being able to attack with that awesome spender she has the power for. And Bill going into Bill here is interesting because if you do damage, Bill will be able to aggressive back onto the point. And so with Shuri, you probably want to do no damage with the attack so that Bill can't aggressive back on the point. So now that he did do damage to Bill, it looks like did he? Yeah, it means that Bill can now use his aggressive ability to do a short move back onto the point if you'd like to. Looks like Mark is placing that right now.
I like this play though because you do make Bill actually take the damage. Because if he tries to heal to reduce it, he doesn't get the move. So it's kind of a it's kind of an annoying attack, and now now Bill maybe with 5 health is a little easier to take down from King T.
Yes, that's right.
So that's always a funny play.
And
Um,
it's interesting too because the of course the leadership has already been procced this round. So Bill Bill's already he the healing he would have got from the leadership is already passed, and
yeah,
that's why the 5 health against King T is relevant because Mark, when he gets to go in reaction to Shuri's activation, he won't be able to heal on and Bill and so let's see what Mark does about from that response from Shuri. Shuri is on the point here, so if Mark wants to try to win this point, he's gonna have to like hold that Bill activation for later on. But of course, there's the risk involved of Bill just getting dazed before he gets to activate. So there's a lot of different things up in the air here that Mark has to try to weigh and odds that he has to consider.
yeah. I think he also is a bit hesitant to do a damage to anybody on Zach's side and give King T a third power for his bound, because he gets that extra movement and power if anyone else on his team is damaged. So I I, I think maybe Mark is trying to get cute here and play around that, and see if he has a good activation that doesn't require anybody to take a hit.
Yeah. One thing to call out that Mike called out in the chat is that Shuri has the ability to count hit successes as shields, which could maybe in another situation or with if the dice were slightly different, it could have been used to prevent the damage from going through. But of course, Mark rolled 0 blocks, so it wouldn't have been able to work in this case. But it's just a cool little way you can kind of get around the forcing damage through on Bill if you didn't want to. And then yes, we have Nasi in the chat mentioning that King T not only will get to um, he'll be able to attack Bill, but he'll get the rerolls from Shuri. If Mark does any damage here to Zach's characters, it means that King T is going to get a power, and as a result, it'll turn his bound onto online, which will give him 2 extra dice on his vibranium spear. So it would become an 8 dice attack. It would become an 8 dice attack with 2 rerolls. I think is that how it works.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Shuri rerolls, which is probably enough to get Bill. And you know what? The one card in the back of my mind here is Wakanda Forever. If you really need to get a daze down on the Hellfire team, that card is like in your back pocket, and it didn't work well for Zach in the semifinals, but I mean, when you get a bunch of free attacks, like usually they can pay off to some degree. So
Yeah, this is a Mark is agonizing over this decision right now because he really doesn't want to give that extra power, but he also wants to do something. I think he was eyeing up potentially moving Emma to take the grunts out so they can't just score that back point. But yeah, he's just going with a very passive moving Okoye activation and not wanting to give any extra power to Zach's King T. And it's interesting because Zach can't pass because of the grunts.
mm.
So the characters are 3/3. So um, it's an interesting play by Mark. It forces one of the activations for Zach, and I really don't think Zach wants to activate a character right now.
Well,
Um,
he was forced to here, so yes, he's activating King T, and he's doing a 6 dice builder into Beta Ray Bill. He's going to use his reroll from Shuri, it looks like, or what am I missing here? What's the reroll from?
yeah, I think does King T get 2 rerolls on that attack for being within range 2?
Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry, the rerolls are innate to the attack. It's the bound that only adds 2 extra dice. So yes, he gets 6 dice with 2 rerolls while he's within 2, and he's paying for the Shuri reroll. So this is a pretty big hit. Look at that, 6 for 6.
Wow.
That's a good consistency there from Zach, who ultimately rolled 9 dice and with rerolls and all that. Getting 6 is what you want to see when you're playing piloting King T.
If
Bill
he gets
looking too.
Yeah, if he gets the days on Bill here, I would fully expect Mark to play survival on Bill at the start of next round.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll see if he can put the rest of the damage through. I'm not sure what Bill's debating. Maybe Bill's debating a recal here.
He's playing Recal,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
he's gonna do it. Not a bad time. Mark does have 5 dice and no skulls,
Yep.
and Bill's damage reduction still has a chance to happen. So, um,
Whoa.
yeah, that's gonna take it down from 3 damage to 1. I think that was a great recal and probably keeps Bill up here.
Yeah, that was like it's like might as well have been like Odin's blessing or something right there on that one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, there we go. Bill does tank that hit. It means that, but it does mean Black Panther still gets a power. So he is going to do his bound here, which is going to get him 2 extra dice. And so now he's rolling an 8 dice attack into Bill. Does Shuri have rerolls? Is it once per turn or is it like any time? Um, no, it's any
I
time.
don't.
So he can
Yeah,
roll it. He can do it
anytime.
again. Oh, look at that 7 into 3 blocks here. That's currently showing 4. But he
Oh,
can't
he's gonna
re-roll.
block it.
Yeah, he is gonna live on 1 here. Bill is gonna live on 1. That was
Jeez.
massive. MCP special. Actually, yeah, there we go. Shout out to Chewy for the MCP special right there.
Yeah, the brutal thing is now. I mean, does Bill just throw away King T and then try to murder Shuri basically and just win that point? Like
Yeah.
that is yeah, that's pretty rough for Zach.
So
That
interesting here is that if he played Wisdom of the Ancestors, I feel like that was said last time too, right? Last game, Zach was thinking about, or he mentioned that if he played Wisdom of the Ancestors, he would have got the win a little earlier than he did, and he didn't. And then unfortunately, we can say the same thing here about Dazing Bill. So, man, that's a tough one.
yeah, that's just
Oh,
brutal.
I say that. You know what? I do say that, but he wouldn't have been able to bound.
Yeah.
So it's like you had to pay 6 dice with skulls. So ultimately, the decision tree wouldn't have let him play it. But so let's see what happens when he goes for Wisdom of the Ancestors, maybe later in the game, and he gets to roll 8 dice counting skulls. like,
Yeah, I forgot two here. Shuri has that extract. So Bill is spending 3. He's gonna throw King T away and then just try to take that extract off Shuri and score those points. Um, that is like potentially a is that a 6 point swing
mm,
instead or 4 point swing instead of 2 for Zach. It could be 2 for Mark. That's huge.
it is big, but like, man, you have to roll. You're only rolling 2 5 dice attacks and a terrain throw, maybe, or something along those lines. I don't know. Like Shuri, she re-roll her own dice? The
No,
no. Okay,
she's
so
just a naked 3. Like, and Bill could God Hunter her here, like build her God Hunter maybe. Um, like I don't know if you throw because you're kind of guaranteeing the brace. I think I would do a builder and see where I'm at. Maybe get a stun on her, and then I would just try to God Hunter with whatever's left and see if maybe you just throw her off the point. Yeah, I think that's what Mark is looking to do here. See where he gets on the first attack. Sure, he got a
okay.
good block, and Bill not a great attack.
Yep. So looks like we're seeing 1 damage through right now, and let's see. Mark's basically looking for a little bit of a spike. He did one thing that's important to note here is that Shuri is on 4 power, which is the threshold for taking damage on the crisis extract that she is holding is 3. It means that she could, if she takes a little more damage here, she could explode and drop the piece. Bill also could take that damage too. So there's an element there of like they both could blow up in each other's
Yeah.
faces a little bit.
Well, I think that's why I like the God Hunter here because he got 1 damage through on the builder. He has enough power to pick it up. Um, but he's not. Yeah, he's not going to push through enough damage on Shuri.
Yes, he does do 2 damage to her and does not get the throw trigger. So it means that I think the way the alien ship works is it's all at one instance of damage. I think.
Yeah.
So it means that if Shuri rolls two skulls here, or sorry, two skulls or two wilds or a combination, both of the characters are going to daze in the. And interesting to note is that Bill will not have enough power to play survival if he goes
Yeah.
down. So it's like it could be a little bit of a problem. Here we go. We've got the grunts leaving the point or considering leaving the point to try to push the last damage through on Bill.
Not a bad idea. I think they know they might just get killed by Emma here. So, yeah, you may as well do something. We
Okay.
might even see Emma move up next to Shuri and Mark try to take that point. But yeah, maybe he's just going to try to kill Bill with the grunts here. Not a bad plan at all.
Okay. Well, he's got 4 dice, and Bill has 4 as well. Bill just triple crits.
You knew the grunts were going to roll at least 3 successes. That's just the
Yeah.
rule.
Oh, he did the full reroll, but he couldn't pay it off because he got skulled out. So he went all in on that one, knowing the grunts were going to die anyway. And you know what it does too is it next round. So Red Skull's going to sit on this point. It looks like, but next round it lets the grunts be spawned onto the cosmic vault that Red Skull's going to end up on, and
Yeah.
it allowed the grunts to rotate, get an attack in, and rotate to the opposite side of the board. So. Uh, Zach is sacrificing a VP here on the home secure on the home point, but it's allowing his grunts to be rotated into a spot that is maybe out of danger for the rest of the game. We'll see as it goes on.
Yeah, what could get awkward is if Zach pulls Red Skull towards the bunker, then potentially Rhino just goes the other way and stampedes after the grunts and takes them out, and then he's hiding on the far flank.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I think that was good for Red Skull to get there. But I mean, at this point, Mark's got 2 activations. He might just move Emma up to the top point to score it and have Black Cat stagger and Baku or something like that. Um, I mean, there's even a world where you stagger M'Baku and actually put Black Cat hiding on that point, uh, hiding on Zach's back point out of line of sight. That might be a spicy play too to really just try to score more. But I don't know if I would take that much risk. Just with how low scoring this is, I'm not
yeah,
sure I would be spending that much on just scoring points in round 2. I think if I'm Mark, I'm picking one character, which is probably Shuri, to try to get off the board and make Zach have to play me 3-on-5.
yeah. That's a much bigger activation discrepancy
Mm-hmm.
if Mark is able to shut that down. I mean, it feels like he shut that down this round with the robbery card. Red Skull, don't not doing anything except moving around. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah. Let's see.
yeah, that was really that early risk of going into Rhino like that. I think that really backfired, and now Emma's looking to maybe I think just spend her probably well maybe just build her Shuri or spend her Shuri and win the top point that way and have the alien ship drop, which would also keep Bill alive, or at least guarantee that Bill stays up there.
All right, looks like Mark is opting to put Emma max range 3. Interesting because it doesn't allow him to pick up the extract. So by
Yeah,
going max range 3, so maybe he's just focused on getting it to drop and obviously taking Shuri out to win the secure.
yeah, he didn't have any power either, so I think that he probably couldn't get
That's
within
right.
a medium. Yeah,
He couldn't have picked it up anyway. So Shuri does go down from the spender. Emma dumps all her power into that attack. Uh,
yeah,
okay.
put it behind Bill. Yeah, this is the that's a good play. I mean, it gets Mark that point, and this is a thing with Hellfires. People always want to keep Emma safe, but I think he's got Emma in a perfect position where she's not an appealing target to go after at all because she's not scoring anything right now. And I think it's great to have Emma threatening that side of the board and forcing Zach to, invest a full on King T activation just to take her out and daze her, which just isn't really that great when she's not scoring. So I love Mark's Emma positioning. And oh, yeah, okay. Mark is maybe thinking about moving Black Cat to the back point behind M'Baku. and really making his activation awkward. I kind of like that. It's that's an interesting play. I think he's really considering it right now.
I'm okay. So the one thing I'm hesitant about is that like, okay, so if you can break line of sight here, that seems pretty good. But I feel like you're just like, I feel like you're getting too in deep into enemy territory if Black Cat is that close. But and then on the other side of my brain, I'm thinking like M'Baku is like he could if the dice work out for him, he could take out Rhino, Okoye, and Black Cat in a single activation. Especially with Wakanda Forever still on the board. So it's like, man, if you had all three of them together, it could be a complete disaster if you lose all three of them because of that. So maybe splitting up is a good idea. It is interesting, and we are still so early on. Like Mark is going to be scoring three secures, two extracts, going five, so that's going to be seven. Seven
Yeah.
to 7-5. I mean, it's just a 2 point game still, and where the points aren't even past the halfway threshold. It just like makes me nervous to put a character that close to the other team. Can M'Baku throw size 4?
No, so that's the thing is that spot, if M'Baku is staggered, that spot becomes weirdly safe because M'Baku
Mm,
can't throw that terrain and he can't hit her. So
you're right. Okay, I see. Now I see the whole
yeah,
structure of that. Yeah.
he's now what he's thinking here is maybe a hop. No, he doesn't have the power to. Oh, he does. He does have the power to hop and try to stagger Skull and M'Baku and maybe force the cosmic obliteration out of Skull, or he just doesn't remember that Skull has cosmic obliteration, which I've done a million times.
Yep.
Uh,
Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe forcing the card out while he's not within three of the enemies is maybe the long term plan. He's trying to kill the card out. Or yes, it's if I did this, it would not be me big braining the situation. It would be me forgetting about the card. So,
yeah,
yeah.
the only thing is it does force him to play the card before his move, which is actually really smart because he then can't move and like root a koi and incinerate Rhino and do all that nonsense.
Hmm.
It literally is just for removing the stagger. Uh, so that'll probably work out pretty well. Skull will have to play that card right away.
Yeah, that's right. So it's let's see. Mark did get the wild on this attack that he did to stagger Red Skull. It does mean he gets a free short elusive trigger, so he gets to move short, and he is basically trying to set up the same situation he was in before, where he was able to tag M'Baku with a range 3 attack and stay within range to be bodyguarded by a Koye. So um, man, 6 dice, hoping for the wild. It could pay off pretty big if he does get the wild and brings him back in. But it looks like Mark is opting to. It seems like he might be playing it safe here.
Yeah, I still think you go and stagger M'Baku. I mean, at the end of the day, like whether M'Baku moves and then attacks you on the back point or is just staggered and gets one attack, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, the attack. Letting M'Baku move and attack does create some problems, especially when he has full power here, because then he can ultimately the ending position of where he is like a lot more in Zach's control. Whereas if he did go for the
Yeah.
stagger, it would have been he would have been a lot more uh, locked into a certain play pattern. Wakanda Forever does disrupt things a little bit here too, though, right? You could stagger him and he could still get two spenders. Like, if you
Right.
don't, especially if you don't hit that wild trigger, all of a sudden, like he's Mbaku gets to do everything he wants and then gets on the point. Like it's like so. Mark, I think this is like exactly what I thought Mark would do type of situation.
Yeah, he's just backstopping a koi so she can't get pushed away for the secure. Which, yeah,
Yeah, Mark does like to play this game and very he likes to pick his targets very selectively and likes to play a positioning game. Like I mean, like we said, he was able to become the highest ranked criminal syndicate player with the using largely using the Kingpin leadership, which a lot of the top players that play that leadership basically would play it like basically how Mark is playing it now, minimizing engagement, keeping your characters healthy, and
Yes.
winning through as fast a point scoring round as possible. So we're going into now round 3 here. Before we get into the round, I just want a couple of quick shout outs here. Dr. Norbert, he's been streaming these league. He's been the head TO of the TTS league for since early on season. He's been around the seasons since season 13 and onwards, and he's been the head TO for multiple seasons now, a couple of years at least. And he is this is his last season. He's gonna move on to other things and focus more on local and other areas of the community. So big shout out to Norbert for being such an amazing person, putting a lot of time into the community, and just to get to the season 15 here is a lot. A lot of it is on his shoulders. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Norbert, for everything you've done for the TTS League and the online community. All right, so where are we seeing? We're seeing the roles here.
Yep.
All right, and no one's been pushed yet. And Zach had priority, so he would have done all of his rolls first. It looks like, and looks like no one got hit by that one. Each roll had a 25% chance, so having no one get hit by the crisis is also something that that happens all the time on this one. No survival played. That's right. Survival is only played on injured characters. So, yeah, we'll probably see a survival next round if things are not going Mark's way.
Yeah, Bill or Emma seems like a good survival target depending on how this round goes.
Yeah, this could be a huge round for Zach here, because he's got Wakanda Forever, he's got Wisdom of the Ancestors, and his characters are all like, yeah, they have all the power they need basically. So
Yeah, this is gonna get maybe a bit spooky for Zach here. He's gonna take out Bill with Panther. I don't know if he's gonna pick up that point or not. Yeah, maybe just moves and picks up the alien ship here. It's a little scary with Emma that close, but oh, maybe it was a spender, so he's gonna get the move and then an attack into Emma, I guess. That's cool.
okay, yeah, that is cool. So what's that called? That's called the Panther's Fury. He got an 8 dicer, but he also bounded, I believe, right? So it means that
Yeah,
he also gets an 8 dice attack on this vibranium spear because the first attack didn't use up the benefit of that bound superpower. So we're gonna see 8 dice energy into Emma here with double rerolls. And the question that Mark might ask himself is if he wants to flip Emma. I think you just let this one ride, or what do you think?
oh, yeah, that's the decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I would have to think long and hard about what I wanted to do with Emma on the next round. I mean, I think I probably just take it, but he doesn't have the range for like a cool uh, place and then get into bodyguard range of a koi or anything. That's kind
Hmm.
of fun sometimes. I
Yeah.
think you let Emma go, and if she gets dazed, she's a good survival candidate for next turn.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Flipping her doesn't let her play
oh
tactic cards. So
yeah, well
if she did flip,
he sure got her.
yeah, there you go. Emma goes down. Double. There we go. They're seeing Zach get another double days, or like another double days. He's gotten a lot of those in the games that I've seen. So these
Yeah, now
characters
this
are all punching really hard.
yeah, so this gives Mark prio, and now the survival risk is a lot lower because I think he just double spenders into King T.
Right, so he's now got to set that up. He's got these 3 characters here. You can still use the leadership even if Emma is dazed, so I would not be surprised to see Mark pop the leadership and heal Rhino another point of damage and heal Black Cat down. So, oh, it looks like I did miss this earlier, but it looks like the alien ship did hit for 1 on either Black Cat or Rhino last round. That's why they're at the damage positions they're at now,
Right.
unless I'm
Yep.
miscounting. But
No, that seems right. Okay, this will be really interesting because you could maybe go with Black Cat and stagger M'Baku, but I don't think he wants to do that. He might take Okoye's activation here if he feels he doesn't want to do anything, and maybe just you know you maybe could get within range 4 of M'Baku and um, just put some damage into him because he's already at 10 power, and set him up to maybe daze him on a swing turn later.
yeah. And also King T has already gone, and so if you, any damage you do to the Wakanda team, King T will get power for it, but he's already gone, so like the threat is like so the threat of him activating again is far enough away that here we go. We're seeing Okoye do nothing, and we're seeing a heal on the team with the Hellfire leadership. So uh, Mark is
Yeah.
banking on his characters surviving this, which is very scary to think about when you've got M'Baku and Red Skull both there with
Well,
big hits. And
the
Okoye is
thing
going to
is
bodyguard.
yeah, even if Okoye gets one shot, I think he's at least thinking it doesn't one shot someone else, and whoever goes between M'Baku and Red Skull can then get staggered by Black Cat. And if they both go, then maybe Rhino. Um, I think Rhino actually runs away, or like if Red Skull moves in and attacks and leaves the grunts there. If I'm Rhino, I'm stampeding and punching the grunts and seeing if I can take them out and rotate away and just really keep M'Baku and Red Skull staggered and doing a lot of walk attacks.
Yep.
If that 9 threat is only killing a Okoye in a round and not scoring any secures or extracts, that is a very bad use of 9 threat. So uh, if I'm Mark, that's what I'm thinking, and probably what he was thinking with that Okoye activation. And yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's Okoye. Uh, it's not like Zack is like taking the bad activations intentionally, right? It's because it's all because Okoye forces the bad with the bodyguard. It forces the attacks to go into a less desirable target.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing that you see from round one is with Rhino able to get that robbery off, it's allowed Mark to go into that bunker and force Zack's characters to take bad activations towards him. So it's like really that's what this Hellfire team can do really well is get that tempo and the extract lead, and then it becomes way harder. Um, so it's going to be an interesting game between how the top of the board resolves and how that bodyguard bunker gets resolved. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting how this just plays out.
Looks like Red Skull has played Cosmic Obliteration. He's removing the stagger. He's now moving towards Rhino, range 3. He's going to do the attack. Let's see if Okoye bodyguards. There it goes. Okoye is
Oh yeah,
bodyguarding the Red Skull attack. It's
yeah,
going to
that's a
be.
no brainer.
Yep. And Red Skull counts blanks on this attack here, so this could be a huge hit to Okoye. And looks like
Yeah.
he's got 4 so far, but Okoye doing it again? Question mark. Survives on 1 health. It looks like.
Uh oh yeah, and there's no leadership here because of the 3 skulls and the blanks already count. Oh,
Ooh, wow.
see, this is what's so bad is now M'Baku is going to walk and do something crazy, and it's going to do 1 damage to Okoye and Dazer, and then he's going to eat a stagger. I mean, she's just obnoxious when she lives on one like that.
Yeah, so the one thing to watch out for is that I could see happening is, of course, um, the spender being used on a Koye. In that case, you get to throw a Koye before damage, and then you might even get the trigger, the avalanche trigger, and you get to use the leadership against Okoye because it's not Black Hat that's taking the attack, and therefore you get
Right.
an attack into Black Hat. So I think that yes, um, although it's a range 2, maybe he can't get range 2 on Okoye, actually. He might have to double walk in Wakanda Forever or something. And then you can. Hmm. it's not the optimal time to play it, and you typically want to use save Wakanda Forever for like a multi character situation. So yeah, um, I don't know. Can M'Baku get range 2 there on Okoye or Black Cat, or I guess either of them?
I think he gets
I
two to Okoye, but
yeah
not Black Cat is my guess.
yeah. So is
Oh,
it
maybe not though, because when Mark was measuring, it didn't seem like Black Cat could be within bodyguard range and still get M'Baku from range 3. So a medium move in M'Baku's base would be a bit bigger than range 3. So yeah, I'm sure it's close. Oh, he may just stagger Red Skull here. That's interesting. That totally like just removes Red Skull's activation next round. He's just not doing anything then. Uh,
now? See, it's fun, interesting because round one, Red Skull was scoring 3 VPs. Round two,
yeah,
Red Skull scoring 2, and now round three, and he's scoring 1. So it's like Mark has been slowly negating the crises impact that Red Skull has been having, and
yeah.
now he's going to be staggered with only 1 activation. And yeah, so let's see what happens here if she gets the wild. But
Well, she's got enough for the Hop now because of the leadership that took her to 4 power. So Mark doesn't want to spend that, but that's nice about the Hellfire leadership now, as she has a guaranteed Hop back instead of forcing the move.
yeah, yes, right. He has to
Yeah.
spend it now. So, and Baku can still like man. The one thing I was nervous about for Mark, is that like Rhino's still there, and I think what's gonna happen is that M'Baku's gonna go. He's gonna move Spender, and then he's gonna play Wakanda Forever and Spender again. Or okay, no, sorry, it's a free attack. So he's gonna maybe he moves, and then he spenders, and then he uses Wakanda Forever and get a free attack if any of the characters are low, are like vulnerable. That's the great thing about Wakanda Forever, is that you can really pick on characters that are vulnerable out of activation, and this is why we're seeing Shuri move here too. Shuri's looking to stop Okoye so that the M'Baku turn is like that much better. Um, and even if he doesn't get her, maybe he opts to Wakanda Forever and gets to pick her off with Shuri's attack out of activation later on. Like the potential to disrupt the bunker here is pretty significant on Zach's side. He just needs the dice to convert in the way that he is planning.
Yeah, this is smart. I like this play by Zach. He's giving up a point at the top for that, but at this point, probably getting rid of Okoye is better. It's a slow enough game that we're still going to go into round 5 or 6 here. So
Okay, well, it looks like Mark's Okoye is gonna die. It was gonna go down unless he gets a conversion on a reroll here. He does have cover, so he could reroll into a success, and then use cover. But he's not using the reroll, so he's going down on Okoye here.
yeah, I think he probably wants her to die. I think there's a risk that she gets pushed out of range too, and then wakes up the next turn out of bodyguard range.
All right, yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, I like that idea.
But yeah, Baku probably needs to like. If I'm Zach, I'm trying to get rid of Mark's brace for impact now because I think Mbaku's spender later on in the game to throw Rhino into Cat is a way that he can really launch a bunch of damage into Mark's team. Like, if I'm Mark here and Rhino survives, this is the kind of situation where I'm trying to get Rhino to the complete opposite side of the board where the size 4 is so that he can't be used as a battering ram to start getting thrown into Cat and Okoye.
Mm-hmm.
And, have Rhino score the 2 points at the bottom and just, try to resolve the board in other places. You might have, even if M'Baku takes an extract, you have Black Cat waking up probably with power to take it back and still have a Koi that are bodyguards. So yeah, if Rhino lives here, I am trying to get him back to the point that M'Baku was covering. because that M'Baku's spender, if he can take out Okoye with like a builder in Wakanda Forever or something, and then has a spender into Rhino and throw into Cat and all that, it just gets so messy for Hellfire.
Yeah. I can see it. I can see the game is definitely it can all fall apart for either player. It's very
Yeah.
intense. These you love going into the round 4 and towards the mid to late game when both players are both uh have it's the odds are very tight. So it's I love to see
Yeah.
what watch these type of games. So this is what we're getting, and man, Wakanda Forever. The longer that card stays up with all all Wakandans in a decent spot on the board, it just like man, Mark's got to be maybe feeling a little bit nervous about that completely game altering card that it's like impending impending doom situation.
Well, and the scary thing is Shuri's in a spot that maybe even with Wakanda Forever, Shuri pushes Okoye out of bodyguard range. Okay, so oh yeah, I guess it was Rhino's activation. So Rhino's just trying to move to wedge in Okoye, maybe body block and Baku from getting on the point or something.
Yep. Okay.
It's
Looks
going to be really interesting what Mark does with Prio. I mean, having survival and brace online still is nice. Survival more for the next round. If Emma can like double spender King T here, even if he doesn't do all the damage, it at least forces King T to probably have to activate, and then you can, maybe stagger M'Baku or something. Uh,
yeah.
oh yeah, and he's done a good job now that he's backstopped Okoye. She can't get pushed by Shuri on a Wakanda Forever. Um, so I like that play by Mark. He's making a lot of like good positional bunker decisions here.
That's all right. Cool. I love hearing players playing, making very strong decisions. So yeah, I'm glad to see it from both sides. So we do have M'Baku. He's moving up. Looks like he's got a Wakanda Forever. Here we go. He's going to use this to get into position. He's hoping for the Wild, which gets him the short advance, and it would put him in range to Spender. But
Yep, this is a big roll.
he didn't get it, but he's in range of Shuri, so he can re-roll. He's re-rolling 3 dice here.
Oh
Maybe you
yeah.
re-roll all 5. I don't know. Like you really want the wild. Oh no, yeah. Maybe you just re-roll all 5. Oh, he gets it though,
Oh, he
and
gets it.
now he gets the leadership too. Who did he attack? Rhino. That's gonna be big. I think that's gonna put an immense amount of damage into Rhino here because the wild converts the shield into a success as well. So he went
Yeah.
from was that 2 successes into 5 with the modifications on his dice, which
Yeah.
is very significant. Rhino takes 1. Oh, but he blocks 2. Oh, hold on. He didn't use the leadership because he's gonna use it for the spender. So
Yeah, fair
there it
enough.
goes. Yeah. So that's it's gonna let him get that much more likely to get the trigger and the flurry, the avalanche trigger, and get a free attack into Black Hat. So
Yeah, I think if you're in Baku too,
this is big,
yeah, wow.
dude.
That's an
Mbaku,
interesting placement.
everyone who plays Mbaku consistently, like as a leader or on their team, is like I only hear really good things about him. So oh yeah, Joe in the chat is calling out that Black Hat doesn't have brace. That's
Yeah.
massive for the spender opportunity, and the spender is before damage. This is looking really good for Mbaku here. So,
Yeah, he has a spender and a terrain throw here still.
oh, we're seeing the aggressive ability from Rhino to put himself out of range of being thrown into Black Cat or out of a position to be able to do that. Or that's the intention with Mark. And oh man, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put him. Oh boy.
He does have priority, but yeah, it would force a Rhino activation. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tricky.
I don't think you want to. Well, I don't think you want to go first with Rhino. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the right spot. Yeah, I
Okay.
think you want to keep
You're
your
still.
Okoye bubble and go first with Emma next round. But yeah, this will be interesting.
M'Baku gained all the power he gained the power needed to. I mean, he can spender and terrain throw. Yeah, yeah. That's Liam in the chat is mentioning that. So we have a terrain throw online. We've got the spender online. This is going to be a devastating activation for M'Baku if the maths. All right, so
Yeah, M'Baku on 10 power is crazy. And he needs M'Baku to go nuts because Red Skull's not going to be doing anything. So this is
ooh,
this is big.
he got the trigger. He's gonna be able to get a follow up attack. He does have a throw on for Rhino before the damage gets pushed through. But Rhino is 5-1. He's gonna take exactly enough to daze on Rhino here with the dice mod. I think he's opting to reroll first. I don't think he needed it though, but
No,
um,
he can just use the leadership here.
so yeah, he's gonna probably do that.
I mean, maybe yeah, because he probably should have just used the leadership because he wouldn't have it in a black cat anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Rhino
Oh,
pumps Okoye. Yeah,
that was a little too
too quick there.
yeah, a little too quick on that one. I would have been a little more cautious about that one, but yeah. So Okoye does take the hit here. He does have a follow up on and he has a terrain throw still. So I think things can still go the way that Zach wants them to go here potentially. And Rhino is gonna daze. So what are we seeing now? We're seeing Rhino. What's being measured here? Yeah.
Okay,
I feel
Rhino's gonna take. Oh, the extract drop maybe. No, I don't know.
okay. All right. So
Okay, so he's gonna move. Yeah, there's a move trigger and then attacks Black Cat.
yeah. So this is the avalanche trigger he got from the spender into a knob Kree. Yeah. It seems like it seems like the misplay. There was a misplay here. Attack hitting into Okoye, but I mean, uh, I think that either way, let's see what happens.
Well,
Black
it's
Cat
big.
taking one.
Yeah, it's big too because I think he would have wanted to even throw the terrain first if that was the well,
Oh, man.
yeah,
It's man. I can like mistakes happen. Yes, I've. So I mean, these games are super intense. I mean,
oh yeah,
we've both been in them, and so the nerves are. It's very. Everyone's very anxious and nervous, and I've made plenty of mistakes in games that
oh, yeah.
I wanted to win. So, um, yeah, that's just you just have to basically accept that you've done something slightly off of what you maybe wanted to have happen, and you just have to adjust. So I think that we're gonna see Zach make the necessary adjustments here and look at that, he has the two extracts. So Black Cat's already gone. What's the score on the board? It looks like he's scoring 2-4 into Mark's 1.
Just one. Yeah,
So it
that
looks
was a
like
great round for
even
Zach.
even with that slight misplay, he still gets a big turn and puts himself in the lead halfway through the rounds here, and the game is very close. So
Yeah,
yeah, this is an intense game.
the scary thing. So playing a lot of Hellfire games, I would be really nervous for Mark now because I'm staring at very little damage on my opponent's models, and looking at my team, they have a lot of control and they have some staggers and all that, but there's not, other than maybe Emma getting a double spender, there's not a model like Baron Zemo or something that I'm like, this model can go murder something and win me a game. Uh, Mark just doesn't have those models on his side, and so when you're down 9-7 and don't have the extract lead and have a bunch of scary stuff sitting around, it's not a comfortable position to be in for Hellfire. But if Emma goes and rips a double spender and kills King T here, and you're still in your koi bubble, then that maybe you feel okay about this whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, so Mark has priority here, and we've got Bill and Emma facing off against King T and Shuri, and we've got Okoye, Rhino, Black Cat against M'Baku, and then Red Skull off on the flank, and so
Yeah.
we're rolling. He's rolling on the crises, on the secure of the crises, to see if he has to be moved at all, and looks like nothing for Mark, and now Zach is rolling his only character with Red Skull. Oh, I guess the grunts also have to roll. Red Skull does get pushed off the point.
Oh, gross.
So that's going to shut him down to some degree here.
Even more. Yeah.
He is
I mean,
staggered, and yeah.
yeah, he's staggered. If Red Skull was doing a little bit more here, I mean, the position would be really rough for Mark. But um, the Hydra Troopers, if they don't get pushed, they might have the movement to double move and score the back point now, which
Mm.
is really good for Zach.
Well, they
Um,
came in staggered though, actually, so they won't be able to do that.
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. They haven't shaken it yet. So, yep,
Um,
that's a lot of threats. Scoring 1 point and not attacking, but M'Baku on 10 power may as well be like a 9 threat. So
I'm
it's
trying to understand how they're still staggered. Didn't they come out and staggered and then stayed there? Maybe the condition is on them, but not actually on them. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't they have been
yeah,
staggered last round? So
I'm a bit confused. That's why I thought they didn't have it because they would have come in at the start of Red Skulls and he would have just shaken the stagger.
yeah, I think the grunts have. I think you're right that the grunts don't actually aren't not actually staggered even if the overlay does say so. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's,
you're right. The grunts can rotate to the back, and then Red Skull's now scoring two again, and but he is not getting the damage output. So, but Zach, I mean, every like other than Shuri, the rest of his team are just like are incredibly strong attrition pieces. And
yeah,
so yeah,
there's an Emma activation and an M'Baku activation here that the result of those dice might decide the game. Uh, I mean, if you're Mark, you're just clenching and hoping that Emma kills King T and Okoye eats all of M'Baku's attacks. And if you're
Mhm.
Zach, you want the opposite.
Yep, pretty much. So here we go. We're seeing an Emma Spender here into King T. Let's see
Yeah,
what
there's
happens.
no Shuri help. That's a good defense roll, but a pretty good shot by Mark here.
Yeah, okay. So he converts. So he's at 5 into 3. So it takes 2 with a wild trigger, which is going to be a non-braceable throw. So it's going to put 3 damage into King T probably, which would
Yeah,
result in yeah. So he's at 4 health left. It's pretty intense.
I think he should actually throw King T into Bill here. Um,
Is it away?
yeah, it's a way. He might throw him somewhere where the next throw can go into terrain, but I don't know. If I'm Mark, I'm chucking him into Bill and hoping that Bill can
Yeah,
just tank the throw on a size 2 going at him. Yeah, I think it's more important to just kill him Bach or kill Panther here, and you want all the damage you can get.
that's right.
But that could very much backfire. So the thing is, if you do this throw as well, you also have your leadership. So
Hmm.
I think there's reasons to just do this throw into Bill.
Yeah,
And yeah, if he takes one, you're going to heal it off at the end of the turn anyway. Oh, tough
I
call
see all
though.
that. I see all that. I do like the idea of throwing into Bill, but yeah, we'll see what he ultimately decides.
Yep, it's the funnier play.
It's so yeah.
Throw him into your own horse.
Joe in the
Why
chat
not?
saying super intense, and man, yeah, I'm feeling it too. It's the intensity here is
Yeah.
palpable. Oh my goodness.
Okay, he's doing it. He's chucking him into Bill. This is the right play. This is you just got to kill King T here if you want any shot.
So, oh
Oh my
man,
goodness.
yeah, I know this is incredible. Okay, So we're seeing the bill roll on the dodge, and he is blocking 2. So he's either going to pay 1 to take nothing? That's what he's doing. So he does block it
Yeah.
all, and Emma is dumping 4 more power to spend her again.
Look, the Emma double spender turn is like the best part of playing Hellfire if it works. So
Yeah, yeah.
needs another.
Oh,
Oh, he
there it
got the
is. He
roll
did get
too.
him. He got King T here. That was
Yeah.
big for him here.
Now you dump King T into the corner. Yeah,
so
this is
so
this
oh,
is like
the
the Emma special.
he's already he dazes before the throw, right? Or is the throw before
The
damage?
throws before damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe
So
you don't. Oh yeah. So now he's debating what to do on the throw because you don't want to. Yeah, Emma can't pick it up anyway, so he's trying to put it where Shuri can't get to it in one move. That's
mhm.
smart.
Yep.
So I think you just throw King T onto the board edge, drop the thing on Bill, hit your leadership, and well,
Something along those lines.
yeah, you just call it a day.
All right.
Maybe you don't hit the leadership yet with Rhino being off the point, but
Yeah,
yeah, either
I
way,
can I
this
can
is
see passing the leadership. While Mark's deciding, I just got to give a shout out to Simon, aka Vodka Blitz. He's been one of the main co-commentators that have joined me on many streams, and it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Simon!
well, good for him. Another year, always a big accomplishment.
Okay, yeah. So the clock situation, they're both pretty even. Mark is down 3 minutes to Zach's 30, but plenty of time to resolve the game. Just you can't have any of those 10-minute think tanks. I don't think there's enough in there, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Okay, so Mark isn't throwing King T. He's leaving him to body block Shuri a bit. That's interesting. He's going to put this in a place where Shuri has to double move, which she really doesn't want to do. Um, I don't know. Okay, so he is hitting the leadership here.
Okay, so that's gonna heal. I think the healing on Black Cat. He's valuing
Oh,
the healing on Black. Oh,
I think he did a just kidding
mm,
and realized Rhino was off the point.
okay. So now is he ending the turn? Who has the clock? Mark still has the clock here. So
Yeah, this is a tough
he is
decision
figuring it out.
because you might just assume that Black Cat's going to die anyway. I think this is probably right.
Yeah, yeah.
Rhino's not, maybe with the Koi there, Rhino's not too big of a risk. Yeah, this M'Baku activation is a very, very big deal. I think if you're Zach, you would have loved to have gotten Brace out last round, but there's still Mark still has to score 9 points if he wants to win this game. So there's a lot of rounds left for Zach here to get his attrition going still.
Yeah. But now the card that is played at the top of round 4 means that any healing that happens in this round is going to have to wait till the the next round. I think when you're playing Hellfire, it's like you're in like you're loving life when you don't have to pop it round at the opening round. You get to pop it mid
Yeah.
to late game through, and that way you have the opportunity to basically double dip in the leadership later in the game when and heal like twice or something significant like that. And yeah,
Yeah. Keeping Brace is obnoxious too for just keeping Okoye alive. Like there's so many plays where you could chuck something into her and then get your attacks in, and you just can't do that with Brace up. So she's the best model in the game. But yeah, this is very interesting now.
Baku. He is looks like he is doing a builder. He hasn't spent power, so it looks like he's doing 5 dice attack. Okoye taking the hit here. She's got martial artist. She has body
Yeah.
block. She can't be pushed away because she's right in the middle of that terrain. Okoye blocking 1, and Baku has got 3 if he activates leadership.
Yeah, Okoye is going to re-roll her hit as well, so she might be able to re-roll into 2. We'll see. He's
Yep.
doing it now.
So it looks like the
He
decision,
does.
he, no damage, but a follow up from M'Baku, so he gets to advance towards Okoye here. And was he in range 2 of Rhino, or was he out of range 2 of Rhino? I didn't
I
see.
think he is within 2.
Okay. All
The really
right.
gross thing for M'Baku here is like, he's now probably having to go into Black Cat. I mean,
He's gonna throw the terrain in a Black Cat, but it's gonna set up the spender. Black Cat has to roll dice on this, or Black Cat's getting a Rhino thrown into her. So I think you just roll on this
well,
one Black Cat, right?
Okoye is still going to Okoye can still
Yeah, you're
bodyguard
right.
the Spender into Rhino, right? I think if Black Cat lives here, which maybe with no leadership in Baku, I mean, if she lives here and then can stagger Rhino or go take M'Baku's extract and run away, or no, she can't. If she can go to the bottom point, that's going to be gross for
It.
Zach.
I'm seeing the attack going into Black Cat, so Okoye could not bodyguard this. No
Yeah.
dice mods, and looks like Black Cat is going to be taking the damage here and going down.
Ooh,
Exactly
just
enough.
barely. Yeah, that oh man.
And we do have the trigger, so it means that M'Baku will be able to do a short advance and then a 5 dice attack.
Yeah.
There we go.
The scary thing for M'Baku now is that Okoye can dump a spender and maybe an energy attack into him, and then you still have Rhino. So M'Baku might just go down here and drop his extract, which isn't great. And with King T down, this could be a really big round for Mark. But knowing that Zach will have a chance to have everyone wake up and counter that again, it's just going to be really interesting how this game finishes up.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Oh
it is
man,
intense. Oh man.
if the thing that sucks for Zach is if he can't get out of this round without Okoye dead. I mean, for a Hellfire player, having Okoye alive in an attrition fight in round 5 is like about as good as it gets.
Hmm.
So that's yeah, it just makes between survival and Okoye, Zach's cryo activation on round 5 could just be very bad, right? It could just do nothing, and that's always the concern. And I think why I love Okoye so much. So it's going to be interesting.
Okay, so this is the Knob Kuri into maybe Rhino here, or did Okoye bodyguard? Looks like it went into Rhino. Um, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know who the target was, but let's see the damage get applied. It does. It does.
It maybe it
Oh, martial artist. It had to have been martial artist, so it must have been Okoye taking no damage.
casual 3 blocks. Yeah, that's not the M'Baku activation you wanted. I mean, he got cat, thank goodness, because
Yes.
if he didn't get cat, this is just a disaster.
Yeah.
Um, so if you're if you're Mark here, do you go with Bill and see if you can get Shuri off the board?
I was just thinking about Bill, and like what I don't like is that King T is almost certainly gonna wake up and like want to use Wisdom of the Ancestors and just nuke whoever's near him. If Zach has multiple good options, like that's certainly one of them. So man, like I'm like nervous about Bill staying where he is. I'm liking Mark's eyeing up a rotation, and I think that seems pretty reasonable, but it means that you are putting no damage into Shuri, so that is something to consider.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Looks
You've
like,
got survival on Bill potentially, but
but he drops
I
the
think
extract if he does it. So that's
yeah.
excuse me. That's a trick.
If you take out Shuri here, you basically take away all of Zach's activations for the round. This is tough. I think if you're Mark, you'd love to see Shuri off the board. I just don't know the best way to do that because Mark still or Zach still has brace up as well, and that I think for Mark, when you've got Rhino and Bill and all this terrain on the board, getting rid of Brace this round is going to be what gives you any damage potential next round with Rhino and Bill.
Yeah, so
So
you're liking a terrain throw to bait out brace and then deciding on next steps after that.
yeah, like chuck the size 3 at Shuri's head and make her do something, and then I don't know. That's not a great play either because you want the power, but um, I don't know. Rhino's probably in the best position to kill Shuri here, but
He
I
is.
think you also want Rhino to maybe do something to M'Baku.
Yeah.
Like, he might just move. Maybe you dump terrain into Shuri and then move Bill next to Okoye.
All right, we are seeing the throw.
Yeah. Okay. Smart.
And so let's see if Shuri is bracing this or not. I think we're rolling. All right.
Feels so bad to brace this. So yeah.
Smart. So I
You
think
prob-
good decision from Zach, taking 3 damage on Shuri. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
The thing is, it's like it's a good decision and it's a bad. I think Mark put him in a spot where it just that was a great play by Mark to recognize that because
yes.
it might keep M'Baku alive, but then it doesn't keep Shuri alive, right? So
That's right. Mark is going with the range 4 energy attack, summon the storm, and looks like he's pushing one through, but crit's got to roll in. Let's see what happens. Um, and ooh, looks like Shuri is living on one, is what I'm seeing. This is interesting because the alien ship, if Shuri stays within 2 of Bill, but Bill doesn't have enough power for it to trigger. So, um, okay. It means that, but that could happen. We could see a situation where the alien ship nukes both of them or something.
that would be kind of funny. Maybe Shuri here wants to like Sonic, like maybe she can move on to the vault and spend her Emma or something. Uh, yeah, I don't know what the play is for Shuri here.
This is Mark's second action. He is looks
Yeah,
like he's moving Bill. He's basically making it almost impossible, or probably maybe it looks to be impossible for Shuri to displace him off the point. That's what it looks like.
yeah,
He doesn't have any power here, so if Shuri attacks him twice with that energy pushing attack, Bill will likely take damage on the first one and then be able to reduce to 0 on the second one. So, yep,
yeah. I think we need to see a Shuri spender here,
yeah,
and I mean, he could rotate her to the back point or something, and then, but yeah,
we're
I think
going. Red
Shuri
Skull's
will
going
spend
here
her.
instead. So he just moved the grunts, so he's activating Red Skull.
I don't like that play because Okoye is just going to throw 4 energy into her and take her out.
Yeah,
I
she's.
think that. Ooh, I think that's a big mistake. There was no need to go Red Skull there.
Um, yeah, it seems like it. He was maybe. I think what's happening is Zach was concerned about Rhino coming up and just like ending Red Skull, who has 6 health, which is possible. But yeah, the your 7 dice into 5. I think. Yeah, I would have liked to see Zach basically risk that not happening, and if Rhino did do that, Rhino would find himself in a very vulnerable position, and I think Zach could have leveraged that. Like the threat of Rhino being off the
Uh-huh.
table is much bigger than the threat of Red Skull being dazed this round, especially with the stagger
Yeah.
condition on him where he couldn't do anything anyway. So I think that should have that threat that Red Skull had coming up on this round or next round uh, would have been good enough to allow Shuri to activate next. So now Mark is gonna punish what seems to be an activation order mix up.
Yeah. If I'm Mark here, though, ooh,
Who do you have go after, M'Baku or I mean, you gotta go after a character that's activated, right? Like,
you have to go after Shuri here. Like, there's no. You definitely try to kill Shuri. I'm just wondering if I would get greedy and do two 4 dice shots with a Koei into Shuri.
Mm.
Um, Rhino has the ability to. I mean,
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't mind.
go ahead.
Oh gosh, yeah. Maybe Rhino throws a piece of terrain at M'Baku and tries to get the brace out, and then has a couple attacks into Shuri. Or you get greedy and go with the Koye. Yeah, I don't know. 4 dice into three, but yeah.
I don't. Um I like Okoye. Man, what do you kill Shuri and then rotate Okoye to where Bill is, so that's like, and so that when King T does go, he has to go into Okoye.
The only problem with that is that Zach has two alien ships and 2 points right now that Zach
The
would just
clock.
score four.
The clock
So
is too much. Yeah.
I don't think you can commit. I think you have to actually kill M'Baku here
Mm.
and get sure. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Okoye trying to get Shuri on 4 dice and then spend her into M'Baku might have been the play there.
Okay, well, Koi just is doing a spender. She is rolling 2 successes, looking for the wild for the flurry, but doesn't get it. So it looks like 2 damage goes into M'Baku. And
Did she
now
already fling dice at Shuri?
I don't think so. I didn't see that roll, so I think that was her first action. And now M'Baku is sitting at only 3 health left. So, um, man, what do you do with Okoye? You just throw an attack into Shuri here, right?
I think you'd just have to take Shuri out. Yeah.
Let's see what happens. He's going into M'Baku with a build with an. Let's see what it is. All right,
Maybe 4 energy.
man, this game is super intense.
Mark might feel like Shuri can't threaten anybody, but
Hmm.
I, oof. I just at some point you got 1 damage to take the activation away. I think you just take it, but hmm. Yeah,
Yes,
I don't know.
very intense game here. Yeah, this is. I'm sure both players are feeling the heat here. So let's see. Shuri gets to go now. Shuri has to go now. Yeah, I don't like giving her the ability to do the Sonic Crush to anybody.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
she could contest the point with Bill too, right? Bill's injured, she's injured. You've now lost a VP because you didn't put resources into Shuri at a time, but Rhino gets to go last here. So are we gonna see Rhino like take out? I guess the what's the situation? He wants to see
I
Rhino
think
take out M'Baku and take the piece, and then
yeah, he has to take out M'Baku because you can't let M'Baku score that point over Okoye as well.
mhm.
Um, he's probably gonna do a spender into Bill.
There it goes. Yep. So
I
this
don't
is
know.
7 dice energy, Sonic Crush, Wild Stagger, guaranteed stun.
Yeah, Bill doesn't have the power to reduce,
Yeah,
so I don't mind this.
this could just rip through him right here. 4 into 1 block so far.
Ooh, he's got a
Leadership.
leadership too.
So 5 into 1. That's gonna be
Oh,
that's gonna be 3 damage into Bill. I'm seeing right.
yeah. Well, now Bill has survival online. Be interesting if what happens here,
The
but he
alien
might just
ship,
die to his
dude.
alien ship.
The alien
Yeah,
ship. This is, yeah, that would be not its optimal trade. I don't think Bill for sure is. Oh man.
it's got to feel really bad for Mark letting
Oh
Shuri live.
man. Dean called out the wisdom of the ancestor should have been played on Shuri there to count skulls. Yeah, you're right. I think that would have been pretty
Yeah,
epic.
I think Mark might end up regretting not taking out Shuri, but he also, in fairness, he also needs to take out M'Baku if he wants to score that point. So,
Maybe he
yeah,
needed the resources put into M'Baku, but
yeah,
yeah.
maybe Mark might just have a lot dedicated to like where he's not scoring points right now. I mean,
Hmm.
Zach set up well where he's forcing. I don't know. This is the part that gets a bit tricky with Mark's squad selection is you just don't have the characters that can they don't have the firepower to go end a game and take models out. But um, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But Mbaku rolled a great defense roll, so I
Yes.
think yeah. If Mbaku lives here, that doesn't feel very good for Mark.
Mark's gonna probably get Brace out here, I would imagine, or that would be um, something to consider.
For sure. Yeah. I
Why
think
I
he's got to get rid of a size 2 and keep the size 4s for next round.
okay, all right. I was just thinking like why not throw a size 4, but yeah, you could just get Mbaku at the throw, spending 3 to throw a size 2. But he's doing the attack again. Oh, I don't like the sequencing here. He just did the charge into Mbaku, and he rolled 2 successes. So Mbaku is going to live here. He's going to be able to brace to survive the round and score 4 VPs this round to Mark's 1, 2, 1. So that's huge for Zach.
Yeah,
All right.
that is tough.
Yeah, so I think the play would have been there to throw terrain first. Um, because then you would have been able to, if Zach didn't play brace, he would have gone down, or he may likely to go down. So Rhino's
Yeah.
going off of the secure here to throw the terrain. It seems like, which is going to be another point of damage if he triggers Hellfire early. So let's see.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see.
he should probably just throw the size 2 though.
Yeah, I agree, but
He
uh,
really wants that brace out.
yeah,
Because there is a chance Mbaku rolls on the size 2 and then just doesn't die. So,
yeah. There's of course, yes, yeah. That is true. I don't know. I think Zach basically braces anything here. Going 13 to 8 is a very significant point swing. It means
yeah,
that
it's a big deal.
Zach can't run away though yet. He cannot. But maybe the grunts could help him double walk to that secure, and then now you can run away with Mbaku and Red Skull. But I mean, Rhino can chase. There's lots going on. We're rolling on the points here, so this is it's Zach's activation. Oh, this alien ship roll, and
Are
he
we
gets
sure he
one
just
exact. Oh
failed?
no, the Red Skull. They're both dead. Wow, there we go. They're both dead. That's crazy.
Did Bill pay to reduce there?
There was 2 successes, so no matter what, you take 1.
Oh, is it Wild and Skull?
Yeah. So
That's
there's
gross.
that's yeah, it is very gross. And now Mbaku's rolling to see if he goes down. It's crazy. Oh yeah, and he lives. Oh man, that's crazy. Zach's getting an activation with Mbaku here or Red Skull. One of them get a pretty strong activation. So let's see what Zach goes with. All right, Wakanda looks like they're in the. I mean, they're obviously points wise. They're in a really good spot here. They just need to have a good round here, and they could be locked up. But so Mark, let's see if Mark can flip this around here.
Yeah, I mean, Mbaku seems like the obvious
Sur-
choice, but I see the argument for Red Skull and the Grunts to just murder Black Cat.
Survival
Um,
has been played on Black Cat.
okay, well, then you're going an Mbaku activation here.
That's right.
Yeah, easy choice.
So now rolling on the points because the crises happens after the player effects. Let's see what Red Skull gets here. Nope, he's staying. I think has he rolled everything? Seems like he's rolled 3 of them. Is there 3 characters on the point? One more to go, I think. Maybe I'm seeing. Maybe King T isn't on the point. No, he's not. Okay. All right. Okoye is getting disrupted here. Big for Zach because Zach's is gonna kill Okoye is the plan here for Zach. I think I would have liked to see him go all into Rhino as much as possible, and therefore push Okoye outside of that area and outside of martial artist type of thing. But let's see what happens there.
I agree.
Okay.
Rhino's the one who can kind of chase you down here.
King T is looking to go into Emma here. All right, so let's see what happens. He's played Wisdom of the Ancestors. He's also played
Mhm.
Bound. So he's going to roll 8 dice attack into Emma with skulls. This is going to be a
Yeah.
very big slap.
Well, after what Emma did to him last round, he's probably extra angry too. So I
Yep,
think
that's right.
that probably helps the dice here.
Yep, that's right. 8 dice, counting skulls, double reroll. Man, this is going to hit Emma very hard. Hmm.
Is
Interesting.
everybody who hates Hellfire Club is just this is like the role that this is like the this is it right here.
This is the
Chat's
big
gonna go
roll.
wild.
Oh,
Oh,
four
Emma's trying.
successes, dude. Well, Emma's taking
Oh,
only 1, 2 here with leadership. So, but double rerolls coming up and counting skulls. Oh, we have damage going through before rerolls happen. So I think we're gonna. Zach's gotta figure this one
and
out.
if Emma survives here, there's a play where Black Cat
Oh,
staggers Red Skull and then does 1 damage to Mbaku, maybe, which could be interesting.
yeah, but the amount of pressure on the points means, yeah, he did spender. That's right. He spendered onto and through Emma, who then paid for to not take any damage there from the her ability.
Yeah,
Shit, what's it called?
yeah. Emma's got a chance to live here.
Diamond
Maybe a good one.
form.
I don't know.
Telekinetic deflection. Okay, yeah. So Emma took 1 damage from the attack. Okay, yeah, she
Oh
took.
my goodness.
This is now, but this is the 8 dice attack with the rerolls. This is the actual builder, I think. Oh yeah, this is the builder. So 8 dice into Emma. Crazy town, man, crazy
You
town.
you still got to do 5 damage,
I
and there's
know.
nobody on that side of the board if you can't clean her up here.
Yep, yep.
Oh, so Mark's gonna go diamond here.
It's
Give
gonna get an
himself
extra
an
die.
extra dice. Yeah.
this, this
Oh
game
my
is
gosh.
crazy. Holy crap, man.
That was such a good defense roll for
Oh
Mark.
wow, he only
Oh,
has
it's a bad. It's
4. He has
bad.
4 and rerolls coming up though. But man, Mark blocks another 2 here. Wow, so that's gonna be 6 successes into 2, taking 4.
Oh,
Leadership
there's
gonna
no
kill him.
leadership. A leadership kills him?
Did he use leadership? That's the question.
Is it? It's not a spend the power, is it?
No, it is not. So he can use leadership here. I think if he didn't use
Mark.
it already.
Oh no,
There it
Mark is
goes.
desperately looking for an out, but it is not there.
Okay, there we go. Big hit from King T. That
Wisdom
might.
from
Oh
his
man, yeah. There
ancestors.
we go. The skulls there got him. Like this, if he didn't get the skulls there, he wouldn't have got her. So
Whew.
that's a huge play. And
Yeah.
let's see what Mark is looking to do here. He can.
Okay.
Is this like double? Do you stagger both of them, or what do you do here?
I think you could, but I think what Mark is electing to do is just move Blackhead out of danger and probably build her into Mbaku. And I guess I haven't really done the math, but I guess there's a world where maybe someone can still get over and contest Panther's point and you kill Mbaku and you get the game another round and see what happens.
You
Uh
the problem is the grunts
yeah.
are going to rotate. I think the game is over if Zach
Yeah.
plays positioning well with his Red Skull activation. I think. Um,
This is one of those plays where even though it's unlikely, I think Black Cat maybe has to stay there and you have to just really hope that Skull can't kill her because if you do, you can steal his extract. Um
so Mbaku just lived through that attack. He blocked 4 and Mark rolled 4. So it's oh man, that's yeah, Mark's team is uh is not getting the that eking that 1 damage through, and it looks like Zach's in an incredibly strong position to just close out this game here. So let's see. I'm sure we're going to see an Mbaku activation next.
yeah, that's so tough because if you, yeah, this is why I love having Zemo in a Hellfire list because he can maybe just go and kill a Red Skull with that activation or something instead. But I mean, yeah, this it's tough. This is Zach's choice in the beginning to take his extracts is really paying off. He's really been able to lengthen this game out, and he had a couple rounds that didn't go his way, but I think overall his attrition's paid off here, and I think Zach has played this really well. Oh, other than maybe the first attack onto Rhino, I think Zach has played a really, really solid game since that point and just done an awesome job here.
Yeah, I agree. I think both players have made a lot of great decisions. Like their
Yeah,
activation orders have been very crisp and clean, and only a few minor things here and there on both sides. And they both adapted to and responded really well to what the other players are doing. So, uh,
yeah,
very cool to see such a high level game, and it is really goes really deep into the late mid game, and where lots of impactful decisions were still being made right until the very end. So, looks like
yeah.
let's see. I mean, Zach does still need to position his characters in the appropriate spots, I think, and Mark needs his dice could go his way still, but it is closing out in Zach's favor here. Let's see if it maintains that way. Okay, M'Baku just rolled, and what am I seeing? How am I seeing 2 damage on Black Cat? I'm seeing.
He attacked into Black Cat here. Uh, yeah, maybe he did the leadership and shouldn't have been able to. I'm not sure.
The leadership's on a wild, so I don't think that was even a
Oh,
thing. I think there might have
okay.
been a miscount on the defensive dice, maybe. I'm not
Does
entirely sure.
does does M'Baku have a Pierce on his attack?
No, he does not. Okay, so let's see here. We have Okoye spending 4 power. Or was that
Oh, is a spender into a Koi and a throw into Cat. Got it.
Got
Oh,
it, got it.
why
Well,
did M'Baku
we
M'Baku
must
just?
did he only do one action? I don't know if like
Oh, who knows? Okay.
Okoye just grabbed the piece from M'Baku means that
Oh, Black Cat did her spender attack into M'Baku, so he
the
only
only
got
one
one attack.
action. Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, good call. Okay, so now let's see here. We have King T's already gone, and it's just Red Skull versus Rhino. So Zach
So
does have to activate Red Skull here. The play is to the play is going to be to move the grunts onto the point, and that is going to end the game regardless of what else happens, I believe.
I think you're right. I don't see.
Otherwise, let's say the grunts can't get there. Rhino could then kill Red Skull. Mark would score 2 points from King T, going to 15, and Mark would score 4, going to 12. It'd be 15 to 12, and the game would still be possible for Mark to win. So it all comes down to if Zach can rotate, but I'm very confident that Zach can get that done. Um, or maybe he's just gonna rotate Red Skull, and then rotate, and then that's it there.
Yeah,
But
if you run Skull to the corner and leave the grunts on that point, does that
man,
guarantee the win as well?
no. So you can stampede, then throw terrain into the grunts, and then attack Red Skull, and you could kill both of
Yeah,
them. So
yeah.
you need to send the grunts away from Rhino as much as possible. I don't like or just like run the grunts away. If you do this, you need to run the grunts far away from Rhino as possible before you activate Red Skull and rotate Red Skull. I am not a fan of what's happening right this second. You're giving Mark an out. Um, so you could run Red Skull to the corner. Yeah, yeah. Dean's got it. Dean has the lock in. You just need to run Red Skull to the corner, and maybe that's what he's doing here. He's okay. So I think he's
It, the only thing is if you run Red Skull to the corner, Rhino could move, stampede, throw 7 into King T, and chuck terrain at him to try to win. I think that would be Mark's only out to extend the game. Oh no, because you would still have the grunt scoring the. Oh no, yeah, you would have to go kill King T, I think.
okay. But if Red Skull ran away, so now
Yeah.
um
Oh, you know what? So what he's
oh
okay. So
man,
here's the play.
Red
Now
Skull
you
is collision
stampede.
immune though, so that's one thing to watch out for.
What's going to happen here is Rhino has to stampede into the middle of them, chuck terrain at the grunts, hope to kill them, and then get 2 attacks into Red Skull and hope to kill him.
Yeah, and then you're sitting at 4 points to 2, 15 to 13. But yeah, a tall order. These are the types of attacks. These are the types of things that that are just like.
Oh, why is
Oops.
Mark?
All right.
He's calling game, but he's gotten out here.
All right. Well, that's okay. I
Oh
mean,
well.
the game is called. Yeah. So, um, all right. Well, anyway, we're just gonna take a second before we transition over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this game has been pretty epic. Congratulations to both players for making it this far into the finals. You had to win a lot of games to get here,
Yeah.
and it's just an incredible. It's a privilege that we got to watch the game, and yeah, I hope both players take away from the season being proud of how well they did. So, all right, looks like we're going to. What are we doing here?
Jump in their
Looks
chat.
like let's jump in now. Yep. All right.
Awesome.
I should have
I
done it.
think I agree with you because I
Yeah.
think like when I made the play I did where it was like move then Wakanda forever, it was like he was
Mhm.
able to cover that whole distance.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was a big
but yeah,
mistake
hit
for
that
me.
stagger on him, it would have been like he moves back, just backs up to get a point or something. Like I think that double stagger probably would have helped you out a bit.
Yeah, and for everyone's context that's now listening into our conversation, I just said my one mistake was I believe it was round two or no, round three, not staggering M'Baku when he was
Mm,
here. I could have done a double stagger with Cat,
yeah, we
but I
remember that.
played it safer. Yeah, I played it safer, and that was my game losing mistake.
Yeah, well. Anyway, thank you guys very much for letting us stream this game. This game was an incredible watch. Both sides, we weren't sure it was coming down to the wire, and of course, like you both had some big activations that paid off and kept the game very tight until the last few activations and all that, and yeah, so it was an incredible experience to watch, and of course, like I said before, that making it this far is such an incredible achievement. So that being said, Mark, what are your thoughts on Zach choosing extracts and you choosing 16 or 17 points versus 17 points going into this match?
Yeah, so it was a great decision because he has such a strong D-shaped team, which you see here. And with Prio and three extracts, he's able to obviously eliminate one and then force me into one of them and make it a bad decision with his ability to attack the midline right away, which is part of the just general game plan of his roster, which is a very strong one. 16 versus 17. Honestly, I chose 17 because I needed to bring Black Cat. I know I needed Bill. I know I needed Okoye, and I know I needed Rhino. So it was like, do I take Toad or Black Cat? And I needed Black Cat for the staggers. And yeah, that's why it was such a big mistake not staggering M'Baku on that round three to mitigate the Wakanda Forever, because that's essentially what I brought her for. So yeah, that was a bad one. And then, yeah, it's a great extract because I mean, look what he did, right? He grinds you down, and then you got a bunch of power, and he starts popping you off. It cost me much more than I think it cost him next to nothing. What a Shuri, and it cost me a bill. So that was, a very strong extract, just a brilliant decision.
Right, right. Yeah, there were a few other options, but we did like the Emma double spender into King T. I mean, setting her up and rotating her that way, and we liked the bunker play. The getting the power on the secure was pretty good for you, and then having M'Baku split his damage early on into Blackhead and Rhino. As soon as he did that, and the attack didn't pay off in like the best possible way for M'Baku, it put you in a pretty strong position. And but yeah, M'Baku, I agree that M'Baku is like he's such a he's such a good character for being able to just jump into a bunker and start blowing it up. And yeah, so either way, I think you made like so many great decisions in this game. So it was really cool to see all of the plays you made. Um, Zach, all right, so congrats, Zach, for winning season 15. You brought this squad This was very similar to the squad you had brought in a previous game. Tell me about you getting 17th threat here and why you liked the option you have here.
Yeah, first I want to congratulate Mark too. We played a great game. I think it was really back and forth. That bunker was really tough to deal with. I think Ibaka was fortunate to get in there and kind of have some of the success he had because I don't know that that's all guaranteed. And that bunker really made it tough, especially at the beginning of turn two there, where Mbaku couldn't do a lot. I really liked the 17 because it gave me the option of Red Skull with the Hydra Troopers so that they can sit back. That's been a traditional play for me on a D map. That was why I didn't feel as uncomfortable going with Mark Secures, is I knew that we got two Ds in there, and so I can tuck the troopers back and make sure I'm not falling too behind on scoring there. And kind of like what Mark said when he was deploying and thinking about the first turn, I like having T'Challa and Red Skull kind of on the side flanks and able to punish whoever picks up those alien ships. 16 would have meant Okoye for me probably instead of Shuri, and so that it would have been a little tougher. I would have been able to maybe bodyguard a couple, but I wouldn't have had the control. I think Shuri had a couple nice pushes that helped me out. So the 17 was wanting to bring kind of two beaters on the sides there, and then see if Shuri could get into a good spot to kind of control a piece or two. I still think Emma probably did pretty well working around it, but that was my hope there.
Yeah, I think you made a lot of great plays. There were a couple positioning things that or like target priorities that we felt that you had better options, but overall, I don't think they weren't blunders by any means, uh, and they were you made basically every decision you made was a great decision, and it was a matter of just like preference maybe or play style differences between us and what you were doing. It was incredible to watch both of you guys play such an amazing game. Curtis, do you have any questions or anything to say about the match?
I just thought it was awesome to watch. It was cool being very back and forth and feeling like the momentum was shifting, and you both did an awesome job. So yeah, congrats, guys.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
Oh,
gents.
okay, Mark, any final thoughts on the game or anything you'd like to say?
All credit to Zach. Just incredible display, great choices. Just bucket loads of dice, great modifiers.
Yeah.
Excellent decision honing this roster, becoming as strong as he is. Just full credit. Well impressed.
Thanks,
And
Mark. I really appreciate that. It's very kind. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lucas.
I was just gonna ask you, Zach. Season's over. You're the champion. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share as we come to an end on this stream and the season overall?
It was a really fun season. I really hope I shine some light on Wakanda being a little more attrition focused with King T and maybe Red Skull too, and can inspire some people to play that some. Mark played a great game. Hellfire just has such wonderful tools and healing and power, and I think Mark alluded to it as well. Alien ship pull for me was fortunate to kind of backfire that extra power on him a little bit. That I felt like he kind of had to dump his power a few times to make sure he wasn't going to explode. But it's been a really fun season. I've had a lot of great opponents, and I appreciate everyone I've played. I appreciate you guys streaming, and look forward to playing in the next one and seeing what list somebody else comes up with too.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And like I mentioned before, that getting here is quite the accomplishment. I've been on Mark's side before, so I totally can understand any sort of feelings you might get. But I just want to make sure you guys I just want to reiterate how incredible of a performance you guys both did to get here, and I love to see your games in the future. So thank you guys for letting us stream the game, and I hope you guys have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. Thanks everyone
Likewise,
for watching
everyone.
again
Thanks.
for streaming again, guys, and take care.
All right. Wow. Crazy game. Thank you, Curtis, for joining me. That was a lot of fun, as always. And that was incredible. Um, oh man. Yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say. I think I've already said it. So I'll see you guys in the next one.